YouTube, what is up? This is Garrick Brown Studio. It has been a long time since I have done a tips video, and today, baby, we are going to save you some money. We got some tips for you. Well, I have some tips for you to save you some money, some things you knew, and some things that you hadn't quite thought about. So without further ado, let's get started. This is Garrick Brown Art Studios, and I am back with another video just for you. Tip number 1, get you some wax paper. Super cheap, about $1 or $2. Your paint and resin won't stick to it. So you can let your paint and resin dry. You can just peel it off very easily and reuse that parchment paper over and over again. No need to use newspaper or anything that you're gonna have to continually throw out. And wax paper is super cheap. Tip number 2, and this is a good one. Stop buying gesso. Gesso, whatever you want to call it. Gesso is really nothing but glue and white acrylic paint. You can make your own gesso with a very simple combination of white paint, Elmer's glue, and a little bit of baking soda. Wow! Gesso is super expensive. You know, it normally runs $20 or $30 for a decent sized tub, and you can make it for mere pennies in comparison. Tip number 3. So you've gotten the acrylic pouring technique, some techniques down pat, and you've been trying on small tiles or, small canvases, but now you want to expand. Well, a great way to practice is to jump in the car, head over to your local home improvement store like Lowe's or Home Depot, go to the wood section in the cutting area, and a lot of times there is heavily discounted or even free large pieces of wood that you can take, practice your techniques on for mere pennies, as opposed to using the gallery wrap canvases. You can save those for your big projects or your commissions, or when you really nail the technique. Tip number 4. So while you're at Home Depot or Lowe's, go get you some ceramic tiles. Many people know this hack, but some don't. These tiles are amazingly cheap, great quality. You don't need to prep the surface or anything. You can pour straight on them, and they can cost you as little as 8 cents a piece. So you can do a lot of practicing for a very small amount of money. In addition to this, you can get you a big bucket, allow your tiles to dry, fill the bucket up with nice warm water, and throw your tiles in there for about an hour or 2, and the paint will peel right off. So you could literally buy a box of 100 for about 15 bucks and reuse them over and over and over again. After you've practiced and nailed your technique, you can turn those same tiles into coasters, adding a nice layer of resin on top, and charge top dollar for it. So you can get so many uses out of ceramic tile from the home improvement store, and it's dirt cheap. Tip number 5. We are still at Home Depot, Lowe's, or your local improvement store, paint store, Sherwin-Williams. Listen, you can get super heavily discounted oopsie daisies. What that is maybe someone got paint and they didn't like the color, or it doesn't fit with their scheme, and they bring it back. These companies don't want to waste that paint, so they are willing to sell it back to the customer at a super ridiculously low price. For example, this tin of paint here is the Infinity brand, which is one of the top end brands, and it runs for about $45 a can. And I got it for $9. So this is a great way to stock up on your pillow paints. If you're doing a technique that requires a pillow paint, you can get, your pillow paint can be any color. So it really doesn't matter. It's going to come down to personal preference, but you can save a ton of money that way. So a couple times a year, what I do, I may pick a Saturday and I would just make a trip to all the area, Michael's, Lowe's, Home Depots, just to see what paint options they have. With Sherwin-Williams, because their footprints are much smaller, a lot of times I just call and say, hey, do you have any extra pints or mist tints or gallons on hand that you're selling at a discounted rate? And most of the time they'll tell you, yeah, we have plenty, come on by, or no, someone just picked them up, maybe check back next week. So you don't even have to drive to the Sherwin-Williams stores to get a pretty good, reliable answer. There are also other smaller stores that you should check, maybe like Ace Hardware or the mom and pop hardware stores in your city or town. So because most of us have the attention span of a goldfish, I'm getting ready to give you 10 fast hacks, DIYs, tips, whatever you want to call it. And go. Tip number 1. Bottles of paint always come out cheaper than packs of paint. Packs of paint really only should be bought whenever you're testing out a new brand. Tip number 2, Glad Press and Seal turns any container or a cup or anything into a closed container. You can save your paint, keep it fresh, and keep it going. Tip number 3, if you shop with Dick Blick, you can become an affiliate and make some extra cash. And while we're talking about cash, tip number 4, did you know that Michaels has a reward program that pays you just to shop? It's free money, why not? Tip number 5, and while we're at Michaels, did you know Michaels Pro Plan is better than the 70% off gallery wrap canvases that they offer twice a year? But that's for a whole nother video I'll explain later. Tip number 6, don't be afraid to email a company to ask for some samples. Many of these paint brands will send out samples. It's all about if you ask. I've already said this earlier, but please stop buying Gesso, whatever you want to call it. You can easily make it yourself. Check back earlier in the video for the recipe. And now we're on to tip number 8. Get this little contraption from Walmart. It is typically in the laundry section and it only costs $5, and look how much paint it holds. And we're on to tip number 9. Cut your paint bottles. Scrape all your paint out. Get that paint. You've already paid for it. Don't throw it away. And lastly, tip number 10. Now, I really shouldn't be telling you guys this because this tip is amazing. Joann Fabrics sells paints. They have a great huge amount of golden paints, and about 3 times a year they offer a 60% off coupon that you can apply to paints. Even if you don't have a Joann's Fabric in your town, guess what? They ship. All right,
back to our regularly scheduled program. Lego.
Tip number 6. This one I've told many times, but I always see people in the comments thanking me, so I'm going to tell you again. You don't have to buy metallic paints. You can buy your regular paints and you can make them metallic using an iridescent medium. I enjoy the Artist Loft brand, and it retails for about $4.49 a bottle. And this 4-ounce bottle will last a long time because a little goes a long way. But this can help you save some money. Of course, there are just some colors that are just so gorgeous you just break down and buy. But if we're talking about balling on a budget, this is the way to go. Tip number 7. So this tip will be useful for some and not others. I call it the bag of rags. You can go to Lowe's, Home Depot, and you can buy recycled t-shirts or towels that were once used as clothing, and they've been upcycled, for a second purpose, and it's super cheap. You can typically get like a big bag for maybe $10, and you can use this, to wipe your hands off when you're painting or to clean up spills, and it just gives a material a second use before being discarded. A lot of people already have rags around their home that they can use to paint with, but sometimes some spring cleaning has occurred, or you just don't have anything, and that's a great resourceful tool to use. So yep, you can just head on to any of the local stores and just ask them where like the painting section is, where you can like lay down large pieces of paper and plastic to cover things up. It's typically in that section. Tip number 8. This is probably the most expensive tip, and a lot of people are not aware of it. Let your paints dry. Whenever you have a spill on the table, of course, or whatever surface you're painting on, it's so much easier most of the time just to let the paint dry and then just peel it off whatever you're working with. But the biggest tip here is not to pour your paints down your sink. There is a big possibility that months or years down the road, that paint will build up in your pipes and you will have a huge, and I mean huge, problem on your hands that's going to require some that's going to require a professional to come out and unclog your pipes due to paint. So the best thing to do is to let it dry, or what I do is I keep a drip box, is what I call it. And when I have extra paint or anything that I need to discard, I just put it in that box. And after about 6 months, the box is full of dried paint and I just throw the box out. But please don't pour paint down your sink. It's okay to wash a little bit of paint off your hands, but you don't want to be, cleaning glasses and all the types of things that we pour in with a lot of paint in there to clean it out and just pour it right down your sink. Plus, it is not good for the environment. It's better to let it dry, send it off to the local landfill in a dried form. And now we're on to tip number 9. It's especially important to acrylic pouring because we all know that this is a bit of a wasteful art form, and there are a lot of times that you need to scrape and try things again. So keep a cup or some type of drip pan on hand to collect your excess paint. Pour that into a cup and use that as a base paint, either for practice, but I'm also going to let you into a really cool secret. If you're doing a pouring technique that involves cells, I have come across some of the most amazing cells when, let's say, I'm doing a swipe and I have used a recycled pillow paint, so it's not quite white or it has, various colors. Sometimes when you do that swipe, you get some really gorgeous muted cells based off of the colors that are mixed in with the base paint, and it creates like a really dope effect. So like that's kind of like a 2-for-1 thing. And we are down to tip number 10. This is one of my favorite tips and also something you have probably heard me say before, but let's back up to silicone products. Silicone stirring sticks, silicone cups are great for acrylic pouring because the paint peels right off of it when it dries. So if you have silicone cups, you can actually mix your paint in the silicone cups and allow it to dry out. Now, there's a little bit of another hack to it that I like to tell, that I would like to share with you all. Let's say you're either a beginner pourer or you're using super thin paints. Sometimes those paints, because they end up so thin when they dry, it's hard for you to get the silicone cup clean. And it's like, okay, Garrett told me this tip and now I can't get my cup clean. What you can do is take some of your excess thick paint, like the base paint that we were just talking about, pour that in your cup and wipe it around, let it get a good layer, let that dry. You'll be able to pull all of the paint out at once it dries. It's going to peel out all those little small pieces that you couldn't get, and it will leave your cup looking brand new. Thank you for joining me today. If you've enjoyed this video, please do me a favor, press the like and subscribe button. Join me very soon for another video. I hope you have a wonderful day. It's time for me to go take a ride, and I will see y'all next time. Peace.